The UFC is headed to Shanghai for an interesting fight night. And I'm using the term night very loosely because this card starts at 5 o'clock in the morning, my time. My name is Angelo. This is We Want Picks. And I'm going to give you my Underdog Fantasy entry for UFC Shanghai. If you don't know what Underdog Fantasy is, it's daily fantasy. You come in here, you say higher or lower than any of the numbers you see on the screen, you slap a few of them together, and you can make a whole bunch of money. They'll even give you free money to play. The only thing you need to do to get that free money is go to wewantpicks.com/underdog, use promo code WWP, and the free money just starts raining free money. And that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but once you sign up using that code, you make your deposit, you get all sorts of deposit matches, all sorts of bonuses, and all sorts of free money to run around and build some entries with. I'm going to give you a UFC Shanghai entry, but you can see across the top here, it's all sorts of other sports, even lady basketball. Get your free money. wewantpicks.com/underdog, promo code WWP. This is an interesting fight card. We have a lot of weird matchups. And by weird, I mean matchups that can go one way or another. We've got some very close fights. We have some big favorites that shouldn't necessarily be big favorites. And we've got a whole bunch of lines to look at. So I'm going to go ahead and build you an entry. If you don't like this entry, that's fine. Build your own. But I'm going to walk you through what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. One of the lines that stuck out at me that I almost jumped on but didn't was the DR Nugarzai 1.5 takedowns. I like the higher there. He will wrestle when he gets dotted up on the feet. The problem is his opponent is at Team Alpha Male, and they are known for their little guy wrestlers, but they're known for their wrestlers. And I'm not entirely sure that DR is going to get that many takedowns. So we're going to leave that one alone. What I do like, though, is the higher on Su Young Yu's fight minutes. I think this goes to a decision. Neither one of them are very dangerous. I think Su Young Yu gets a bunch of takedowns. So I went to look at his takedown line. It's 2.5. 3 takedowns should actually be fine. If you want to do the 3 takedowns for a little bit of a higher payout, go for it. But listen, I do this every single week and we win about 80% of the time. I would rather double my money than chase a 10x payout and not get it. So let's go ahead and throw in the higher on the 14.99 fight minutes. If we work our way down, we have a very interesting choice here. We have Zhang Mingyang. You can see his fight minutes are only 5. And the under is, they shave a little bit off the top on the payout. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at what extending this all the way out does. So if we move this to 12.5 fight minutes and then do the lower, it shaves 0.2x. 0.2x it takes off. That is about as safe as it's going to get. So let's go ahead and add that. This is just saying the fight will not go more than 12.5 minutes. This includes Zhang winning in the first round, losing in the first round, losing in the second round. This includes a lot of outcomes. So I went ahead and threw that in there. I do not see this fight going anywhere near the distance. And I could just do Zhang to win by finish. But the higher on Zhang to win by finish is only 10% more, 0.1% more. So I'd rather just do the lower on the total fight minutes, include 10 outcomes instead of just one very specific outcome. So let's go ahead and add that to our mix. If we work our way down even more, we have the Rong Zhu. He has a finish line here, and I love doing the lower on finishes. Austin Hubbard is tough. Austin Hubbard's a durable guy. Austin Hubbard could sneak out a win here. So the Rong Zhu lower on a half a finish is a great line to me. I'm going to go ahead and add that in. Loner Kavanaugh, if he had a lower on finishes, I would throw that in there. I don't see him finishing Charles Johnson. Charles Johnson, obviously good, durable, a viable vet who has very high fight IQ and is very mobile. But we don't have that line. If you do by the time you're watching this, go ahead and jump on there. Johnny Walker, I'm not touching anything. 15.5 significant strikes is such a low number. But if he comes out here trying to be a technical striker like he has been, he might get slept. If he comes spinning around, Zhang might lower his level, shoot a takedown. So we're going to leave that alone, although I do typically love hitting the over on these insanely low strike lines. If you work our way down, we have the Waldo Cortez Acosta finish lines. I do like the lower there. He's not a particularly dangerous heavyweight. It's only 3 rounds. So we can go ahead and add that to the mix. I already have the other side of that fight in here as well, so I'll show you what that looks like. I'm not touching anything with Brian Ortega. The reality is he's a fat dork that missed weight. They had to do it at 155. It is a 5-round fight. I have no idea what his cardio was going to be. I already thought he was going to lose this fight. But now we went ahead and we made it 5 rounds, which was a decision that was made this week. That's not what this fight was supposed to be. So now we have a 5-round fight. And we have a guy who didn't make weight at the correct weight class, so they had to move this fight up to 155. I'm going to go ahead and leave those lines alone, because the reality is there's a lot of wild things that could happen in that fight. If we had a finish line on him, I would do the lower 100 out of 100 times. Aljamain Sterling, I'm not going to touch his finish lines because Brian Ortega is typically very durable. Aljamain isn't the most dangerous guy in the world, but as I just mentioned, Brian Ortega missed weight. It's a 5-round fight. Like, we're just going to leave it alone. You don't need to jump on everything you see. If we had a lower on Charles Johnson's finish line, we would hit that as well, but we don't. Let's work our way down, do our last finish line. The lower on Sergey Pavlovich is 0.87. So what we cannot do is have Waldo and Sergey both in here. What I have already done in the entry I already built is I did the Sergey one. It's a higher payout. So we're going to remove Waldo. We're going to leave Sergey at the higher payout. I don't see him finishing Waldo Cortez Acosta. If you're worried about that side, if you think he can knock out Waldo, then do the lower on Waldo's line, because the lower on a finish includes multiple outcomes, which is why I like it. The lower on a finish includes your fighter winning a decision, your fighter losing a decision, your fighter getting knocked out. It includes multiple different outcomes. Your fighter higher on a finish is only one outcome. They have to win by finish. This is my entry. Let's go ahead and take a look. We have Su Young Yu higher than his fight minutes. Zhang Ming Yang lower than his fight minutes, but we used it and extended it to 12.5. Rong Zhu lower on finishes. I don't see him finishing Austin Hubbard. And then Sergey Pavlovich, same exact logic. I don't see him finishing Waldo Cortez Acosta. Guys, this is my entry. We'll go ahead and take a look at it. If you like it, great. If you don't like it, that's fine. Build your own. But get your free money. WeWantPicks.com/underdog, promo code WWP.